Okay, guys. So this is going to be a shorter video of how the defense basically broke down Mia's direct with the government, right? So we're only going to highlight a couple things. It's going to be a much longer video, but I don't have a lot of time this weekend. So I wanted to make sure that I highlight what the defense did specifically, some of those questions. So make sure you guys have your notifications on. This is when Brian Steele, believe it or not, people feel like Brian Steele was a little too harsh, and some people feel like Brian Steele was doing his job. That's what he was doing. But I mean, let me know what you guys think. And again, this is for the anonymous woman named Mia at the Diddy trial. This is her cross examination. Let's go. Mr. Steele speaks. Because of Sean Combs, you suffered a great deal. Yes. And you worked with him from 2009 to approximately 2017. Is that correct? Yes. And in those 8 years, that's where you developed this trauma. True? True. And even as early as of recent of February of this year, just seeing Sean Combs calling your number made you throw the phone as far as you could, right? Yes. Made you run out of your own home. True? True. Because that's the trauma that you carried since meeting with, working with Sean Combs, right? Right. And he made you told the jury in front of the honorable court, do things that are unthinkable. Is that fair to say? Yes. And that includes sleeping in a room without a lock, right? Yes. Coming into that room and violating you in the most unthinkable matters. True? True. Diminishing you down so that you have no confidence, right? Yes. To the point that today, if someone even just calls you out of the name Mia, you panic, right? Yes. I like to make sure that this is correct. You said that Sean Combs' conduct was the worst thing that ever happened to you. Yes. I couldn't hear you. Yes. At times, you wanted to, God forbid, K yourself, right? Yes. I want to ask you to do me a courtesy. There is a notebook within your arm's distance. Will this honorable court's permission, if you can take a look and just you yourself and the parties, not everyone else, okay? You will see exhibits. If you don't mind, if you could just look at tab 1 through 10, okay? With the court's permission, I'm going to ask you the questions now. And then as you look through it, just tell me whether this is an exhibit that you recognize, is it's accurate, and that to the best of your memory, that it is true. Okay. Your Honor, is that okay? The court says you may proceed. If you can look at number 1, if you don't mind. Yes. I know it's multiple questions. It's true, it's accurate. Yes. You recognize it? Yes. So exhibits are submitted. Mia, did you look at number 2? And I'm not rushing you. Yes. Number 3? Yes. Number 4? Yes. Number 5? Yes. Number 6? Yes. Number 7? Yes. Number 8? Yes. Number 9? Yes. Number 10? Yes. Okay. All of this gets admitted. Mia, this is your personal social media account. Is that fair to say? Yes. And you posted this image and statement. True? True. And this is on or around January 30th, 2013. That's what it says. Yeah. And when you post something, that is in your control, correct? Yeah. And it's unlike other people. Maybe Mr. Sean Combs, because you were actually hired in 2009 to manage Mr. Combs' social media account, right? Right. I'm sorry. Can you say that one more time? Of course, when you were hired in 2009, one of your duties was to manage Mr. Combs' social media accounts. Yeah, it was to help. But this account is your personal account. That is what you're doing, right? Yes. In here, can you tell the jurors what you wrote under the image that they see? What we do when you're not around at I am Diddy #Ciroc. Can you explain to the jurors what it means to at I am Diddy? That is a tag under username. So that is Puff's Instagram username. Everyone may understand it, but just in case somebody doesn't, what does it mean to tag? What does that mean to the I am Diddy or Mr. Combs in this case? It's basically saying his name, but it also points to his page. So he can get it on his social media. If he has like his tag mentioned, yeah. So here it is approximately 4 years after you have started to work with Mr. Combs, right? Yes. And you have been at this point essayed by him, you claimed, right? Yes. You've been abused by him mentally, right? Yes. Physically, right? Yes. Emotionally, right? Yes. And your personal account, you are tagging him saying that this is what we do when you're not around. True? True. Okay. Um, this is the 4th of July, 2013, correct? Yes. Whose hands are those? Me and Cassie. And what are you saying or what are you writing? Custom made Cabo bracelets because it's funny at Cass and hashtag rich as F. Which is your hand in the picture? The one with the smaller ring on the right hand side? On the left hand side, do you see two bracelets? Yes. What is the second bracelet? The one closer to the elbow set? Cece. I couldn't hear you. Cece. What does that stand for? That is one of Cassie's nicknames. What does the nickname stand for, if you know? I don't know if it stands for anything. It's just sort of a nickname like Cece. Did you ever hear Cassie Combs? Actually, no, but that makes sense now. And this is also you tagged Miss Ventura, true? Yes. And where are you with this picture when this picture is taken? Cabo. Was that work? I mean, essentially, it didn't feel like it, but yeah, I was told to go on vacation with Cassie by Puff. Who paid for the vacation? Puff. And number 3, which is 1703. Would you take a peek at that when you can? The date is October 2nd, 2013. So again, about 4 years plus after you say Sean Combs has traumatized your life, right? Yep. Can you read what you wrote here in 1703? Just the number one guy on the Forbes list, getting me a vanilla latte, no big deal. Regular people ish. I am Diddy, hashtag Starbucks. On your personal account, you posted a picture of Mr. Combs. Yes. The person who terrorized you. Fair? Yes. You talked about him getting coffee for you, even though he's number one on the Forbes list. Yes. That's one of the wealthiest people in the world, right? Yes. 1704, if you can look at that, that should be oriented the same amount. Send October 17, 2013, right? Yes. Explain to the jurors what you wrote if you don't mind. Hashtag TBT, take me back. Hashtag Bernie Man, at Carrie Morgan Model, at Diddy, at Cassandra. Tell the jurors who is in the photograph if you don't mind. That is Carrie Morgan, me, Puff, and Cass. That's going from left to right? Yes, sir. When you say take me back to Burning Man, you're talking about what you told the jurors about going to Burning Man with Mr. Combs. Yes, multiple times. And he made you, against your will, take drugs. You remember telling the jurors that? Yes. I'm not sure on which occasion it was, but we went to Burning Man multiple times. Here you say, take me back to Burning Man, right? Yes. You're standing right next to Mr. Combs, right? Yes. You're actually leaning towards him in the image, right? Yeah. And that's the image that you posted on your personal account? Yes. The man who terrorized you, right? Yes. Look at that one, which is in evidence 1705. Now, this is date November 4th, 2013, right? Yes. November 4th, 2013 is memorable date in your life. True? In his life or my life? I guess both. It's his birthday. When you say his birthday, Mr. Combs was born, to your knowledge, the 4th of November, 1969. Is that true? Yes. And this here is you're working for Mr. Combs and you're posting on your personal social media account on his birthday, right? Correct. And you can read and can you read what you posted? Last non B day shout out to my mentor at Diddy. Thank you for always letting me give birth to my dreams. Now, I would like to talk to you about the image first, okay? Mhm. Is that you in the hospital gown? Yes. Replicating giving birth to a child? Yes, it's a video shoot. And you have here that you posted on your personal account your Aris delivering the baby, right? This was a comedy video shoot. So that I did not write this is a still of that. But that phrasing, could you ask me the question again? I'm sorry. You chose to post, this is your personal account, right? Yes, it was a public account. Right, under your name? Yes. And you chose this image. Yeah. And this is the image of Mr. Combs being a doctor and delivering a child. Your child, true? The character, yes. It's a funny video that I was proud of, that I like Andrew Sandberg directed. So I was proud that I was in a funny video. But this message is to your mentor, right? That's what it says. Yes. Who wrote that? I did. And you tagged Mr. Combs, that this his handle, right? Yes. And you wrote, "Thank you for always giving me." Excuse me, I read that wrong. Thank you. I apologize. Thank you for always letting me give birth to my dreams. Right? Yes. Now November 4th is not only memorable to Mr. Combs, but it's memorable to you, right? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Well, you told the ladies and gentlemen of the jury that shortly after you were hired in 2009, you were at the birthday party at the Plaza Hotel for Mr. Combs. Yes. He's turning 40. I know you said he was born in 1969. So that would have been 40 years later after have been right when you start work in 2009, right? Yes. And at that November 4th, 2009 birthday party, you find yourself alone with Mr. Combs, right? Yes. That's what you tell the jury, right? Yes. And he tells you how excited he is to be able to work with you as a new hire, right? Something along those lines. And he wants to celebrate with you your hire, his birthday, and hopeful, great work you could do together, and gives you alcohol, right? Yes. And you do not one, but two shots with Mr. Combs, right? Yes. And what you believe happened, you're not saying definitively, but the alcohol overcame you, right? I definitely felt affected by it. Yes. And you said you were young and the alcohol should have not have had that type of effect on you, right? Yes. So you believe potentially, or more than potentially, you were drugged. I did not say those words. I didn't say that. I didn't ask if you said it. That's what you believe may have happened, right? Government interjects. Your Honor, can we take this exhibit down during this questioning? Court says that's fine. She answers, it's a possibility, yes. And after feeling different than you believe you should have felt, you feel a person you really don't know put his mouth in your mouth without your permission. You remember telling the jurors that? Yes. Objection from the government to form, Your Honor. Objection to the form, Your Honor. Overruled. You felt without your desire or consent Sean Combs going up your dress onto your person. You remember that. I said he put his hand up the side of my dress. Yes. And all of that to you was paralyzing. Yes. And you really don't even know what happened after that. You wake up in a chair and the sun is shining. You remember telling the jurors that? I said my next memory was that. And all of this happened on November 4th of 2009, right? Correct. But as you see on 1705, you were calling the person who SA'd you on that day a shout out for his birthday to your mentor, right? Of course, yes. 1706, that is another same day posting by you, right? Yes. When I say same day, the anniversary of 4 years before you being essayed by Sean Combs, according to your testimony, right? I didn't celebrate it as an anniversary. It was his birthday to me. You remember the date that you claimed that you were essayed, right? It was his 40th birthday, so the date is easy to remember. Always November 4th, according to you, right? That's a bad day in your life, right? That was a bad experience, absolutely. And this is, again, a second post by you on your personal social media account. And tell the jurors, please read what you wrote, please. Happy anniversary to your birthday last year. Can you read a little slower if you don't mind? Sure. Happy anniversary to your birthday last year. Since this year, you've changed your birthday date on some real Puff Daddy ish. Thank you for constantly inspiring me and giving me an extended family for life. You're forever one of my greatest friends. Thank you also for being funny, because you're effing funny. Like really, 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 really funny. I love you at I am Diddy. And you post this image of you in what I'll call a tutu. Is that correct? Correct. You're right next to Mr. Combs, right? Yes, right. The person who terrorized you, right? Yes. And he's holding, it looks like, please correct me, his private part in his hand. If that's what you see, I guess so. And this is what image you picked out, right, Mia? Yeah. You put this on your page, right? Yes. Your friends get to see it who are on social media with you, right? Yes. Your family gets to see it who are on social media with you, right? My family, some of my family, yes. And you are proud of Mr. Combs. That's why you wrote this, right? No, I wrote this because Instagram was a place to show how great your life was, and even if it's not true, and because I had his fans following me, as well as his official Diddy fan site, and I also didn't want my family and friends to know the misery I was in. Um, so of course you post the great times. The highs were high and the lows were lows. And he also saw my Instagram. You chose to write, "Thank you for constantly inspiring me, giving me an extended family for life." Exclamation point. You are forever one of my greatest friends. That's what you wrote to the man who has traumatized you, right? Yes. Look at number 1707, if you don't mind. This was 6 days later in 2013, correct? Correct. Can you tell the jurors what you wrote? The reason I never made it out last night. Repost at Meek Mills, at Cassandra, at I Am Diddy, at Travis XX, at Ciroc Twins, at The Game. Explain to the jury what RP means. Repost. So you're posting someone else's post. And you see yourself in this image. Yes. And do you see who directly in front of you to your right? Yes. Are you in the center? I'm behind in the center, yes. Who's directly in front of you to the right? Cass. And who's directly in front of you to the left? Puff. And you're in some type of water, right? Yeah, it's the pool in the backyard of his Miami house, and we just posed for a picture. And this is the picture you chose to pose. Yes, true. 1708, 6 days later, November 3rd, 2013, right? Yes. What did you write? Happy new birthday to my mentor, inspiration, brother, and friend for life at I Am Diddy, love you. And friend for life at I Am Diddy, love you. Who is the new birthday that you're talking about? Puff decided to change his birthday that year, so we all promoted it, and it's Puff's birthday. Who is the mentor that you're writing about? Puff. Who is your inspiration that you're writing about? I'm writing all this about Puff. And your brother? Puff. And friend for life? That's what I wrote. Yes. That's about Mr. Combs, right? Yes. Uh huh. And you wrote love you, right? Of course. That's to Mr. Combs, right? Publicly? Yep. And you did what I'll call a collage of pictures. Is that true? Yes. And in these these are the pictures that you posted. A lot of them are you and Mr. Combs, right? Yes. And you had to pick out these thumbnails to put them in this collage, right? Yes. Okay. Let's go to 1709. This is December 5th of 2013. Is that correct? Yes. Tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what you wrote. Hashtag TBT to before I had real friends because who let me have my hair like that? And when you are writing about your hair, you chose to pull out an image to post on your personal social media account of who is in front of you? Puff. Standing right next to you or right in front of you. True? True. How about 1710? That's right around the holidays. December 20th, 2013. Right? Yes. And what did you write? Look, Ma, I'm a billboard in Times Square with at I Am Diddy. You're talking about your mother, correct? I said, "Look, Ma, my name is in lights." So yeah, a play on that. You're actually on a billboard in Times Square with Mr. Combs, right? Yes. And it's the same picture with Mr. Combs, looks like holding his private part and you in the tutu. True? True. Now, all of this is done voluntarily by you. True? True. I like you to look at, we're going to do the same thing with this honorable court's permission. Okay. They're looking at tabs 11 through 19. Okay. They're going to go one by one. If we could start at 1711, we will go at your pace and tell us the answers to those questions for each. Each one, yes. Start at 1711, which is tab 11. They go through, so I'm not going to read all this, but they go through all of the questions. And of course, she's saying yes to all of the exhibits. Next stop, Istanbul, heart. At Cassandra, RP, you explain. Same meaning, right? Repose? Yes. And who is in the photograph if you can orient the jurors? Me and Cassie. Where are you based upon this post that you wrote? We're sitting outside of a restaurant in New York City about to go to Istanbul. Who paid for you to go to Istanbul? The management team in Istanbul that made Cassie the offer for work? Mr. Combs? No, it was completely different. She had an offer from, we're going to say there because she had an offer to have a club appearance and things like that. So they paid for all of us, like me and her, and everything. Did Mr. Combs, to your knowledge, if you don't know, say, I don't know, did he have to approve you going on the trip? Oh, 1000% yes. Okay. Mr. Combs have to approve Miss Ventura going on that trip? Yes. Okay, can we look at 1712? And that's June 1st, 2014. So a few days later, is that true? Yes. Can you explain what you wrote? Istanbul, on our way to a masquerade with at Cassie, who is about to shut it down. Hashtag B4L and hashtag Umida Kubalt. Okay, now we're going to jump to another part because, like I said, this is just giving you guys an overview of the different questions that were asked. But it gets a little heated in their questioning, okay? So Brian still starts. Mia, you're not a weak person, are you? I'm not sure. It depends. In 2009, if I cut you off, I apologize. That's okay. Were you done? Sure. In 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, and 2016. Going into March 2017, you are strong, aren't you? Strong? I don't know what you mean by that exactly. You gave advice to people to stand up for themselves. You said that to Miss Ventura, didn't you? When? You told her that she's a superstar, right? I told her I don't know about standing up. Did I tell Cass she was a superstar? Probably. Told her that the money has to come to her just like men get the money, right? I don't know. I don't remember what you're saying. Isn't it true that what you told this jury about conduct of Mr. Combs is a lie? A misconduct? I'm sorry, can you what? Isn't it true that Mr. Combs never wanted non consensual, forcible S contact with you? Isn't that true? I'm sorry, you started with isn't that true? And then isn't that true? What I said in this courtroom is the truth. I have not lied to anyone at all. Isn't it true that although unforgivable for any person to put their hands on a woman, especially a man, isn't it true that it did not happen as many times as you said to this jury? Objection to form from the government. That's overruled, says the court. Everything I've said in this courtroom is true, Mia says. Then why would you, if you're being essayed and your sister is being brutally brutalized physically, why are you making a scrapbook for Mr. Combs? It's a lot more complicated than the way you phrase that. It's abuse all levels. And I'm sorry, go ahead. Oh no, I was just going to say, I guess you could talk to any S victim advocate or any SA abuse or any abuse victim advocate, and they could explain it to you much better than I could. What if you're not a victim of SA? Then what? Objection, sustained. I like to, with the court's permission, I want to ask you questions about this scrapbook. And if there is any way I could, with the court's permission, just a court deputy to hand a copy to the jury. So they pass around the scrapbook within the jury and they're looking at the scrap. Explain to the jury, if you don't mind, how you went about creating this birthday gift. I did a lot of research and I believe I reached out to people in the company with this archives and then to find in order to the first mention he had in the press until I'm not sure what date. Then I printed them out and put them in order and highlighted them where he was mentioned. And when you say archives, what is archives? What does that mean? Are you going to the library? No, in his company, whoever was in charge of the archive. So this is a very short video of what the defense breakdown of Mia looks like. And we're definitely gonna, do a longer format video, but I want to do a short one where I could cut some of the pieces and put it in there. Also, I know I'm delayed significantly, y'all, but I'm a one-person show, and I've said it before. I am almost done recording day 3 with Cassie Ventura. So hopefully we will get that done and release either this weekend or sometime this week. Be patient. I know people were coming in my comments asking about it. And what I noticed is it was just kind of like, I don't know, there was some undertone there. I would really appreciate the patience and understanding. Like I said, I'm one person and I still go live every day and talk about the trial and report on it in addition to doing some pre-recorded. So we're going to catch up. I will do my best. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, this is going to be hopefully finished soon, and you guys will be able to see this whole thing. Just wanted to share with you some clips about Mia's testimony with Brian Steele. See you guys on the next one.